Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Kim, also known as the Shield Maiden. It's great to have you all here. I appreciate you. I hope you're all having a fantastical day. Um, I want to talk today about something that's come up a few times in the last couple of weeks with friends and people commenting and that sort of thing. And that is, how do you deal with the sadness of a pandemic? And how do you keep pushing forward as either a shield maiden or a warrior in today's society? How do you do that? And I think the answer is pretty complex, actually, yet simple at the same time. Number one, I know so many of us have our days where we feel so incredibly sad, incredibly isolated. Um, I think we are lacking in hope many days. There's just a lot of bad stuff that we're feeling right now. And the thing that we forget is that's okay. It's human to feel those things. And being courageous, being strong, being fearless doesn't mean there's an absence of sadness or fear or frustration sometimes. What it means is that you embrace it and you push through it. I personally think that if you're human, if you are a good human with a real heart, you are going to feel all that bad stuff right now. We're in the middle of a freaking pandemic, a once in 100 years pandemic, and we see so much bad around us. However, at the same time, as long as you balance it with seeing the good as well and allowing yourself to feel the joy in the good, I think you're going to come out the other side so much stronger. And you are being gifted an amazing story. We're all being gifted an amazing story of perseverance right now. So, in 20, 30 years from now, or maybe even just 5 or 10 years from now, there's going to be someone that you cross paths with at some point who is going to be feeling sad or lonely or lacking in hope. Uh, and they're not going to know how to deal with it. And you are now going to have the gift of looking them in the eye and saying, you know what? Back in 2020, when there was this horrible pandemic, whether you remember much of it or not, I remember feeling much like you're feeling now. And the way I got through it was ABC. It's those stories that we pass on from generation to generation that helps the next generation to not just survive, but thrive. And a perfect example, I think, is although it was incredibly, unacceptably horrific, when you look at the Holocaust and World War II and how awful that was, how unacceptable that was as part of humanity, is just absolutely sickening. At the same time, a balance of yin and yang was offered in all the stories we've all continued to hear of survival, of those who put themselves on the line helping others survive, those who were the ones who hid children and gave them their last bits of food so that the kids could survive, even if they weren't their own, even if they weren't people they knew particularly well, because there's so much humanity and kindness and goodness that can be found in the worst of times. This is no different. So look for that. But also, don't hesitate to embrace the sadness of it. Let it wash over you and let it go, not just on you, but over and past you. When you do that, there's a cleansing that happens with it that allows you to be stronger the next day. There's something about a really good cathartic cry that the next day, like, you suddenly have a renewed sense of strength and hope. So don't hold back and let yourself feel those things, and just understand that this is a journey. It's not the destination. This is a temporary point in your life. One of my favorite sayings a friend told me a long time ago, that I love is, when you look over the course of time, thousands and thousands of years of humanity, this moment and what happens in it is merely the blink of an eye. And therefore, its importance should be measured accordingly. So go live your dream. Let yourself have a good cry if you need it. Look for the goodness in humanity. And I will see you all next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.